Blame it on AI. Good excuse for just about any ill that might be befalling your company, particularly if you're getting rid of jobs. Last month was the worst January for job cuts since '09, according to Challenger Gray and Christmas. Corporate layoffs made the large portion. Salesforce, 4,000 jobs. Why? AI. Pinterest losing 15%. Why? AI. The list continues. It's known as AI washing, part of this larger trend that's taking place. Challenger, Gray and Christmas also found 54,000 companies referenced AI in the layoff plans. Some skeptics are calling it AI washing, blaming AI for basically job cuts that were otherwise going to be made regardless. Next is Peter Cappelli, is the Professor of Management at Wharton and Director of Wharton Centre for Human Resources. Good to see you, Professor. Lovely to see you. Now, look, I guess there's an AI kernel of truth somewhere in there, but it's a really good umbrella to blame when you don't have anything else, because you just throw your hands up and say, look, what can we do? It's AI.
Yeah. No, I think you're right on that. I think the other thing, maybe a little more honest, that some of the companies are saying is that they anticipate that AI will take up the work. Amazon has said this as well. But, I've been looking at companies that introduce AI as opposed to just talking about it. And introducing it takes a lot of time to get it to work, a lot of money, a lot of resources. So, even if you think it will take over the jobs, you better think carefully about that. It's going to take a while to do it.
And anyway, is AI at the level of sophistication that does justify losing 10, 15, 20,000 jobs? Is it that far down the road? Because we're not seeing the productivity gains or indeed the profitability yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I mean, the companies I've looked at are seeing productivity gains, but they're not cutting headcount now. So it is hard to justify cutting jobs based on AI. And as I understand, companies have actually stopped recently claiming that as much as they did before. That is, they're not claiming that AI is the reason they're cutting jobs. I think because they've been kind of called out on that, because it's not true.
The big problem we had with digitization and the fourth industrial revolution was we promised blue-collar workers retraining, reskilling, and we never did it. We broke that promise, and that led to populism, etc., etc. Do you see us making the same mistake? Do you see any governments actually putting in place worthwhile policies for the retraining, reskilling, etc., of those being lost for AI?
Well, I don't think there's all that many jobs being lost because of AI. The one place you could really say that it is happening is with call centers and chatbots taking over. But most of that work is actually already outsourced and even offshored. And the big places where that's affecting is Philippines and India. So I don't think that there's a lot of retraining that needs to be done. Not that many people are losing their job. There's a lot of talk about needing different skills to use AI, and I don't think that's true. The tools themselves are very complicated to build, but that doesn't mean they're complicated to use. That's why so many people are using ChatGPT and its like.
Right, but when we saw Anthropic with its recent announcement about what it was going to do in terms of, which scared the bejeebies out of many software companies, but also gave the impression that using AI in, for example, legal services was going to be that much easier because you'll be able to write the thing yourself, etc., etc. Do you buy into that or not?
Well, some of those, it is easier, but that doesn't mean it's really easy. So, for example, if you look at computer programming, where they say the AI tools really, really can take over a lot of it, but programmers only spend about 30% of their time writing code right now anyway. They're negotiating with the users, they're trying to get budgets, they're managing the inside of the organization around software. So even if it took over some of those tasks, you still have in programming, say, 70% of the job that has to be done, and it's really hard to cut 30% of a programmer.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very grateful to you. We'll watch and we'll follow more. Thank you.